News report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Long hair don't care. On my way to get my hair twisted right now, you know what I'm saying? So, but you know, this still that good hair, you feel me? But I'm gonna put y'all on game though. Y'all know that flood happened last week out there in Kentucky. The death toll from that flood has risen to 28. Now, this was a record-breaking flood. It was up to 7 inches of rain in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? You got meteorologists saying that this would have had a 1 in 1,000 chance of even occurring if it wasn't for climate change. Whatever that means, you know what I'm saying? Like, interpret that how you want to, but at the end of the day, you got Governor Andy Beshear that actually saying that they're going to be they have rescue teams have like a lot of work to do. Like for weeks, they're going to be looking and finding bodies. You got some bodies and belongings that are like 100 feet or something like that, under where they were, you know what I'm saying, or away from where they were. So this is a downpour that actually caused landslides and mudslides and all of that in America, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder if them cops that killed Breonna Taylor actually got caught up in that. Can anyone confirm that? Greenwald and Graduation though. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in California, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has actually declared a state of emergency after a fire went ablaze in Klamath National Forest that actually grew to over 52,000 acres. So this is very serious business, and it's like the largest fire of the year in California, which is saying a lot because something always on fire over there. Let's keep it real. Now, in this national forest is actually near the California and Oregon border. So, you know, just to be geographically aware, especially if you're on the West Coast. Now, also in Montana, you have the Elmo fire that's been going on that actually expanded overnight, tripling in size to 11 square miles. Now, this report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Now, over in Iran, you know, these are one of our geopolitical adversaries, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Their army is listed on our terror list and all of that. So, but, you know, you still got to report on the news, especially as it pertains to, like, things shaping the world, like climate change, for example. They had a flash flood and a heavy downpour. This is something that was affecting hundreds of cities, towns, villages, and actually 80 people so far have been named to be killed from these rains. Dozens more missing. Now, with all this climate change that's going on that I've been reporting on, how is it that Chevron, Exxon, and Shell made $46 billion in the second quarter of this year? That's in a 3-month span, you know what I'm saying? That's like April to the summer or whatever. Like, that's like $15 billion per company on average. 15 plus, that is. Like, yo, granted, they definitely made it off of the spike in gas prices. However, you know, when gas prices go high, you know, they still have to pay more than they usually do or whatever, unless they're doing some behind the scenes shady shit, which I can't put past those companies. However, y'all motherfuckers need to ride a bike or something, man, or get your walk on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all motherfuckers need to sweat off all that fat and grease that's like piling up in your pores anyway, you know what I mean? Like, but yo, stop giving all your money to these gas companies or whatever, just because you're trying to go here and go there, you know what I'm saying? Be efficient with your movements and all of that or whatever, because you know, they making crazy profit off of it. Or, you know what I mean, try to go solar, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean, make the world a better place. I don't know, but that's a lot of bread for them to be making off of the people. Niggas that's just trying to, even while gas prices is getting to like $5 on average per gallon throughout the United States or whatever, motherfuckers still trying to go party here and still trying to pull up there and just doing too much, man. Y'all need to sit the fuck down or ride a fucking bike. Greenwald Graduation. Streets report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Long hair don't care, you know what I'm saying? On my way to get it done up right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come back a little bit glossy. But even in looking rough, I still gotta let y'all know what's happening. You know what I mean? It's about my words, not how I'm looking. Now check this out though. You got a $739 billion domestic policy climate package that's actually been agreed upon amongst the Senate between like Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, you know, big Democrat, whatever, and conservative Democrat Joe Manchin, who've been siding with Republicans on a lot of shit, whatever. Mind you, he's the West Virginia Democrat. You know, West Virginia, let's keep it real. As a state, y'all come over racist as fuck anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Even a Democrat or somebody that's so quote unquote liberal over there is probably on some racist conservative bullshit. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, people have not, on the Democratic side, have not been like a Joe Manchin, because he's been siding with Republicans on a lot of shit. But he's actually with this 10-year plan that's set to reduce U.S. carbon emissions by 40% by the end of the decade. Now all eyes are on Kristen Sinema, the Arizona Democrat, and see where she weighs in on it. Because if she does go towards the Democrat side, or you know, votes for the package, then we're gonna see that pushed through by Joe Biden, and that's hundreds of billions of dollars that'll go towards trying to fix climate change. And you know, solar energy is gonna come as a goal of production. Energy production means is that. So for all y'all engineers and all of that is actually trying to get into the solar industry or whatever, like, y'all should be looking at this package, hoping it goes through. Shit, might even want motherfucker start a business and get some bread out of that. You know what I mean? Green War and Graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. You see the kid, long hair, don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get my hair done, you know what I mean? But don't worry about how I'm looking. Worry about what I'm saying, because I'm trying to keep you abreast with this New World Order that's developing right in front of our faces. So pay attention. So over in Ukraine, you know, which has been getting pummeled by Russia since they started the invasion about 5 months ago. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to anybody that's losing loved ones out there, but it is what it is. Russia is very much taking over Ukraine. And you know, all-out war or whatever. Well, because of that, Ukraine, which is a huge supplier of grains, have not been actually shipping out any grains to the neighboring countries and all of that, in the Eurasia area, some of Africa and all of that. So last week, the United Nations and Turkey actually brokered the deal with Ukraine to actually move grain still out, you know what I mean, basically to export grain out of the Black Sea, out of the port city of Odessa. So you had a ship, the first ship that's actually moved out of there in the last 5 months, go out today with 26,000 tons of grain. Now, mind you, once they brokered this deal last week, Russia had then just bombed their fucking port. So, you know, I don't necessarily know that it's really safe over there for that to be going down, but it's going down nevertheless. So, with that said, the biggest entrepreneur and manufacturer of grains in the country, you know what I'm saying, the CEO of this manufacturer company actually was killed. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the country's wealthiest entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? His name was Alexei Vladatory, and he was killed from a Russian missile attack that actually hit his home while he was in there with his wife. And Mykolaiv, Nykolaiv, however y'all would pronounce that over there. So fuck that situation. Meanwhile, you know, Ukraine got off a little drone strike against Russia's Black Sea fleet, which is said to have injured 6 people, and you know, Russia's blaming Ukraine. But are they doing the Israel thing, where Israel does to the Palestinians, just using it as reason to just double down on the force against them and do more murder, more homicide and all of that? I don't know. But Green War and Graduation, man. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So you actually have Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, a House of Representative member for a district in California. She actually is going to visit Taiwan, you know what I'm saying, despite warnings and threats from China saying not to do that. She's apparently going on a tour in Asia. You know, she's going to stop and visit South Korea, Japan, Malaysia. She just arrived in Singapore, but she's going to Taiwan, according to Jay Tapper on CNN. Now, you have China's foreign ministry responding, saying that it'll be a gross interference of China's internal affairs with Taiwan. You gotta understand, Taiwan often gets treated like a little, you know, chess piece between United States and Chinese politics, whatever, because of where it sits right next to Taiwan, because they are one of the largest producers of semiconductors, of which both China and the United States are dependent on. And you know, the United States, they actually just recently passed a bill that's like $76 billion in Congress that is going to go towards semiconductor production. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of it's a lot of economics and politics at play with this move. We'll see what happens of it, but the threats are out there. It's in the air. What is China going to do? And is the United States, it's not really clear why she's going to do that, but you know, you can make your guesses. China has been clear about, you know, they're still willing to do business and be good with Russia and all of that, and the United States doing the opposite. Again, I gotta tell y'all this because I'm the streets reporter of the New World Order, and World War III seems like it's brewing. So everybody stay woke, green war, graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So keeping y'all abreast. You actually had Pope Francis actually finishing his Canadian tour, where he basically went out the country apologizing for the Catholic Church and their role in what he described as a genocide of indigenous children, where they were taken away from indigenous families, separated from their parents, and then put in Catholic Church-run schools where they face psychological, physical, and sexual violence. Thousands of children died from this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is not the only country that this has happened in with the Catholic Church. So I wonder if an apology tour is going on somewhere else. Are they going to go to South America with it? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to expand this apology tour to, you know, other religions and other cultures that they've raped and pillaged and all of that? And then, is it even believable? What does an apology tour do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is healthy for an acknowledgement, because at least you're not gaslighting anymore, trying to just act like motherfuckers that shit ain't happening, and you know, you could just continue to be all powerful Pope and Catholic Church and Rome and the Vatican, and have your, you know what I mean, surrounded by all your gold and riches and all of that or whatever, and shit that you taken, raped and pillaged from all these other countries and all that, act like everything's good. At least there's an acknowledgement there, and that makes room for some politics to happen to right some wrongs. But it doesn't really matter, and might people be falling for the okie doke? We will see. Stay tuned. Green War and Graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the past few weeks, there's been an investigation obviously being conducted by, you know, the Congress, investigating the January 6th insurrection. You know, that coup that Trump pulled off that I was warning y'all about, and that actually took place. Yeah, check the BFN editor's notes for that on Instagram or whatever. But nevertheless, there's been a lot of talk over the past few weeks about these missing text messages that were taking place between people that essentially were law enforcement, or, you know, the Homeland Security and all of that, that should have contained, you know what I mean, that got deleted right when the Congress was actually probing into like what kind of communication was going on between officials during the time. And up until now, you know, I tried to give leeway, like, well, you know, it got deleted. Maybe it could have been Trump trying to get some help, or trying to get somebody to actually go on the Capitol. Wrong. Intuition correct. It turns out that the top watchdog for the Department of Homeland Security, General Joseph Kufari, he actually abandoned the whole investigation into the text messages when he found out, like, you know, there may have been important information about like what happened during January 6th, and he knew this back in December and just, you know, let it go. Now, this is somebody who was actually appointed by Donald Trump, and the text messages were between, and this is all according to the Washington Post, which does very good reporting or whatever. You know, the Republicans, y'all can say what y'all want or whatever, but the Washington Post be official. Like, cut it the fuck out. Like, but nevertheless, they can say it was the text messages were between Chad Wolf, who was the acting Department of Homeland Security chair, and his deputy, who was Ken Cuccinelli. So, you know what I mean? I really tried to give some room for all y'all MAGA conspiracy theorists. Like, well, maybe he did try to reach out to law enforcement on some level and stop the January 6th insurrection. But why would that make sense anyway when he said it all? You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this though. I did try to shit on Trump for not marching with his people. And what is coming out is that he very much was trying to. He wanted to be there, whatever. So, you know, I'll take that away. He's still a bitch though. You know what I'm saying, for that. Or he's less of a bitch than the people that support that shit and still be lying for him. Y'all the bitches, really. You know what I'm saying? Trump actually, you get some G points for that, I guess. You still wrong as fuck. But Green War and Graduation though. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So on Friday morning, you actually had the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, raid several homes in the morning in St. Petersburg, Florida, and St. Louis, Missouri, targeting the African People's Socialist Party, which leads the Uhuru movement. Now, and its leader and its founder, Amali Yeshitiri, his home was actually raided as well. You know, he's saying that they're basically targeting them because of their politics, essentially, where they represent the, you know, liberation of black people, and I'm paraphrasing, and that you know, they could bring the struggle of black people around the world, you know, like your Marcus Garveys and your Malcolm X's or whatever. So they're a threat. But what it has come out, this happened at the same time the Justice Department actually indicted a Russian man that was living overseas, accused of using United States groups of spreading Russian propaganda. And while they didn't name any names in the official report, it's reportedly said that the African People's Socialist Party was on that list, spreading socialist propaganda. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell my freedom fighters this. You know what I'm saying? My freedom writers as well. Like, if you're disseminating information, make sure that shit is factual, because when them crackers take you to court, you know what I'm saying? Not only is they gonna rape you in court, but they'll drag your name through the mud in the media, and then you're fucking up the whole movement. So make sure your shit is factual before you just see something that you think sounds good and then you share that shit. Green War and Graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So on Friday in Guatemala, you actually had the police forces raid the home of veteran award-winning journalist Jose Ruben Zamora, who's actually the head editor-in-chief of El Periodico. Now, he was accused without evidence of money laundering and blackmail, but obviously you got human rights activists and press freedom groups, you know what I mean, scrutinizing that, and they're saying that this is actually because of his investigative reporting on right-wing Presidente Alejandro Guillamette. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a president that actually worked with Donald Trump in establishing the third country rule, where, you know, now we're like actually shipping, or flying rather, deportees to Guatemala so they could wait there until they get into their country or whatever. That comes from Trump and his dealings with Guatemala. So it's unfortunate, but you know, everybody that do press and do media, in these crazy times where the truth is actually getting misconstrued and fucked up on purpose, and people that are actually keeping it factual and truthful are getting shunned. You know what I'm saying? We gotta report on these things, y'all. Like, stay up there. Green War and Graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Rest in power to NBA legend Bill Russell, who died at age 88. You know what I mean? The dude lived life. If you talk about living life to the fullest, this is somebody in 13 years in the NBA with the Boston Celtics. He led them to 11 championships. He had 5 MVPs. This is somebody who, in 1961, though, off the court, was, you know, a civil rights advocate or whatever. In 1961, he actually boycotted a game because they were at a hotel where they weren't allowing like 2 of his black teammates to like stay in a hotel or whatever. In 1963, you know what I mean, he participated in a march on Washington. This is somebody that's been vocal for civil rights as well, which this should be acknowledged. Everybody gonna talk about his game, but you know what I mean, what matters most is like how that stuff translates to off the court and off the court activities. He also in '67 became the NBA's first black head coach and spoke out against the school segregation up there in Boston, where which he described as like a traumatizing place to live. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, peace to Bill for keeping it real. Green War and Graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Rest in power to Nichelle Nichols, who actually was the first black woman on television to have like a leading role, where she played Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek. We talking about the first original William Shatner Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? And in doing so, you know, that role actually like led her to other ventures. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Martin Luther King, my mom's brother, he was actually one of her biggest fans. I don't know, man, was he trying? You know, I'm not even gonna speak on that. But nevertheless, you know, it was quoted in saying something like, you know, when we see you, we see ourselves as intelligent and beautiful. This is, mind you, this is the 60s, where we talking about a time where black people is not on television, and definitely not as being displayed regularly as beautiful and intelligent. She also worked with NASA to help recruit more women of color. So, you know what I'm saying? She tries. That's definitely a display of her using her power and her fame for good and for our people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her family. You know what I mean? And may they grieve in peace. Green War and Graduation.